afternoon, collective. I just got hit by a wave of frustration and annoyance. So intense. So intense that I almost just burst into tears. For no apparent reason. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. One moment I'm stacking glass and checking orders, and the next I just want to smash it all on the ground, apparently. So this is not my energy, but it's coming through me. And I gotta let it express. Whew. And the first thing that popped into my head, again, no provocation, was just this phrase: people are so fucking fake. Where that came from, I have no specific idea. But it came intensely, and it's just a rage, borderline disillusionment with some surrounding energy, whether it's companion or family or society in general. There is this deep, disgust is what it's saying, with the fakeness, with the pretend, with the withholding, with the unwillingness. It's emotional, and it has to do with not speaking truth. It has to do with how much people hold back, how much everyone is lying to one another about everything, lying about being happy. It's just so much falseness, and it's an old soul that's awake to it. All of a sudden, and just mortified and horrified and scared and alone feeling. Feels very alone. And there's the guardedness and the recognition that that's not supposed to be there. That you're not supposed to be guarded in your heart. That's not how it works. It doesn't belong there. Swords don't belong in the heart. Boundaries don't belong there. And I don't know if this is environmental or collective. It's collective in some sense. And I can relate to it. That's why it's coming through me to express. I knew this would... I didn't know. I didn't expect this. But when I shuffled and saw this morning, I knew it was coming back today. This was poking out. That is a powerful sensation. A shock at the diminishment of self, at the self-imprisonment, self-enslavement allowed on every level. And just this knowing that this is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be happy. It's supposed to feel good. There's supposed to be connections that are meaningful. Instead, everyone is just pretending, playing at it like a game in childhood, but the bastardized version where all innocence has been stripped from it. Because even as children, especially as children, we knew better. We knew better. And then we allowed the veil to be placed, to be bound tightly over our eyes. We put the chains on willingly. We walked into the jail cell, not because anyone asked us, because we thought we had to. And we just let it be. We let ourselves be imprisoned. Imprisoned by this energy. And the result of it, feeling so alone, feeling left out, even in a world surrounded by people, knowing we're supposed to be connected, we're supposed to work together, there is no competition, it is all co-creation, and yet we have allowed this. And it is such a cold feeling for the soul to be left out of light. Yeah, the soul is awake to this now. There is a pain in the third eye, in the crown. It's remembering the connection, remembering the beginning of all this, remembering how beautiful it was, how beautiful it's supposed to be. And even knowing that all is allowed, there's a shock at how far we have taken it the other direction. Six of Cups. Childlike innocence. This is what is being remembered by the soul. The truth of connection. The power of it. The wonder, the delight, the magic that we created together, that existed. That was not fantasy. It is a vivid memory of this. And a desperate longing to return, for souls to hold themselves accountable, not in judgment, although I can feel that, and that is allowed. It's the judgment that is the awareness of how contradictory, how much resistance we are in, that we choose to live in, that we choose to entrap ourselves by. Not one is doing it to another, and yet we all blame each other. It is all our own choice to be this diminished, to be unhappy, to be angry and blameful and spiteful, and to let resentment in our hearts, rather than embracing the love and the wonder that is here for us. Oh, it is a desperate desire to experience that again. To experience the connection of stillness and presence, the aliveness of this, the inner power, which is the only power, It is not something found without. It is not in all of your castles or riches or piles of this or that. They are irrelevant. They are useless. They mean nothing when you don't have this. There's a desperation for connection. Meaningful connection. Balanced, equal, in a widespread sense, but one that is experienced individually as well. And it is known it must begin within. But there is the deep, deep yearning to see the fruits of that be born and experienced. For a real connection. Equal, authentic, unafraid, fully aware of itself. One that asks no change from any other. And simply delights. Delights in their diversity, delights in its own self, and is reciprocated equally, as spirit does. Wants to give, wants to balance, for the joy of it. Not withholding, but in connection. Wants to give to this connection. Not to love in a transactional way that is afraid to be honest, to be real, to speak truth. Wants to reconcile the energy. And it wants to take this journey. The one that is guided by fortune. The fortune that we all have a connection to. It is the soul that knows how this is supposed to work. You ask for what you desire, and you allow it to flow into your experience. You co-create with others in a balanced, mutual, and respectful way, because they are divine. It is a recognition of self blaspheming against self by the boundaries it puts up, keeping itself wreathed in thorns, hidden in the dark, when it is supposed to stand out. It is supposed to bask in the sun, naked and unafraid, powerful, sure of itself, appreciated and appreciating, creative with the full spectrum ray of Metatronic light, every shade of the Creator, which is ours by birthright. And yet it is lost, scattered, in disarray. All because we choose to remain in conflict. We choose to stay separate. Rather than simply to pray. To simply go within. To recognize there is no threat. It is all energetic consent. We can let our blessings in at any time, because we are divine. Golden sparks, pure light, unconditional love. And yet we are torturing ourselves blocking this out, rejecting it as if it were a falsehood, rejecting ourselves. And it is so painful, because it is the furthest one can get from truth. This is hell. That sensation, that is it. There is no eternal damnation. It doesn't exist. But this, the intentional, deliberate playing into the illusion that the self is unworthy, that it is separate from source, that it does not belong, it is somehow wrong in its being, that it doesn't deserve to be happy, that instead it must fight and struggle and scrap and wail, that this is what it is somehow meant for, to be torn apart. That is hell. That is hell. And the soul is recognizing this and feeling it all the way through, seeing with eyes made new, and judging this as incorrect, injustice. If there were anything inappropriate, because all things are allowed. Appropriate is your being by the nature of the universe. But if there is one thing that must be cut out, it is the judgment of the self as not so, as not allowed. This does not stand, souls. And it is ringing in your ear, seeing this happening all around. We can no longer sit by idly and watch this. The truth must be spoken. The love must flow. It has become withered and afraid. And so we resort to stealing it from one another, to pushing each other away, because we are so afraid to love. We are so afraid to be loved, to be appreciated, to be accepted for who we are, because we are in such deep denial. We do not accept ourselves. We do not think we are worthy. We think we must somehow change, and for one to love us exactly as we are, somehow they must be wrong too. There must be some mistake in this. And the truth is, there is no mistake. That this is how it's supposed to be. This is how Spirit loves. Fully, equally, balanced, appreciating all things. The cup that flows and fills itself in flowing. This is what we are called to. This is the truth. The truth that must come out. For it is setting fire to our souls. The tops of the pines blazed red. Everything must come down. Everything must be reborn if we are to build anything truly meaningful. We must cease the self-deception at once. All of this is frivolous and pointless if it is not established in true connection, energetically aligned with the source, that which desires for us to be happy, to nurture the self in love and one another, to work together, to build not just behind the scenes, to stand out, to be seen, to shine, to release anxiety. This is what keeps us trapped and withholding. This fear. This fucking fear. Fear is your creation. Ask it to sublimate. You have that power to build something new, to walk away from the pain, everything that has made you tired, to create something as small as it may seem, something mighty, something not illusory. There is only one option, not 7, not as many as shadow ego can come up with. 1. Walk the path. Be happy. Accept yourself. Stop living in hell. You do not have to defend the ground upon which you tread. Simply walk it. Walk it unafraid. Forget the others. You must show yourself first if you are to enact any lasting change. Seek your own homecoming. Speak your truth. Follow passion. Take the portal which is within you, in your sacred heart, in your sacred mind. You know they are divine. You know all is. But your path to bliss lies within. It's the only way to resolve this. You know swords do not belong in the heart, but you cannot extract them from anyone else but yourself. Let them be dissolved. The only sword that lives in you is the sword of truth. Let these lies unravel. Love yourself. Let the Empress come forth. Let her nurture you. Let her treat you with compassion, soul. The pain of your journey is not lost on her, and yet she is not afraid. She is not sympathetic. She does not lower herself. She emboldens you. She accepts exactly as you are. Begin that within. That is what your soul is longing for. So desperately. To know that celebration once more. And it exists. It exists. Set your own table. Call your own house together to celebrate. Speak your truths. Honor yourself authentically. Let love flow. It does not matter what it appears as without. as long as it is flowing within you. Have the faith that you are learning, you are growing. Every step you are expanding. And in doing so, you are adding to the glory of all creation. And Source is delighting in this. Source is delighted and thrilled with you every second. You are everything Source wishes for. Exactly as you are. Right now, in this moment. You are the sparkling gem in Divine's diadem. Release all of your burdens. In one fell swoop, let them out. They will be accepted and vaporized. Seek your crystal palace, the one atop the mountain, where you were truly born in the first light, the one which expands with every desire you discover, which has many rooms, where they are always adding more. When you find this community within, it will align without, even when it does not seem like it. And when it does not seem like it, take heart. Your angels are there for you every moment, assuring you your wishes will come true, even when you don't believe in it for that second. For this too is allowed. Nothing is off course. You can always free yourself again and again and again. And in doing so, you will become more balanced each time. Look at how the butterfly is expanded now. You will learn to embrace this journey, to see from higher and higher perspectives, appreciating even all that no longer serves you as you release it. Every cycle has its purpose. You cannot ascend to the next one if you do not complete the first. Appreciate it. And know that each time your world becomes grander, larger, you are not missing out on anything. Everything that is designed to surprise and delight you is coming your way. You know it in the moments that you feel that exuberance, even if it is just looking at the sky, basking in its gazing back at you. You know there is passion in you that seeks to flow, that you need not be defensive. You have released the binds of shadow ego. You are ready to start again, with yourself, perhaps another, but mostly within. You are restored. You have rested. You are appreciating the sacred silence of night and the darkness. But you are ready once more to step forward, and you are determined, resilient, unafraid. You are awake, soul. You are ignited, not diminished, and you have worlds within you waiting to be explored. You are ready to take this leap in true faith, to take it again and again and again, each time discovering deeper and deeper levels of appreciation that you did not think existed until you allowed them to be. A total rebirth. A victory where defeat seemed assured. The truth spoken and the heart open again. This is the path of the true magician. The balanced one who accepts all things, uses all the elements precisely and appropriately in order with natural law, divine decree for the own self's highest desire and good. He does not tarry in that which disappoints him. He looks back with appreciation and in compassion releases all which no longer serves. Because there is a better future every time awaiting, and he sees it, he believes in it. It is not short-sighted, no matter what any try to convince him of. It is everything. He is certain of it. So certain that the ego itself has aligned in service to self. It is no longer combating this. It seeks bliss. It knows it deserves this. It will not sit around and be disappointed with itself. It will simply take the journey. It will accept all that it has grown and created. All that has outlived its usefulness. And move forward in the deepest love, offered freely for itself, for others, as above, so below. It steps forth on the path, the one which has always intrigued it. Every new thing which catches the eye will be explored with an open curiosity, swift action, no tarrying in self-doubt. Although it is allowed, it is but for a moment. And then forward to glory, to the discovery of luxuries untold, unseen, unimagined. And you are the one to imagine them into being. No more stopping the self from this. Others may practice their games of deception. You know too much. You have seen the truth. And the truth is, it is time to take this journey, to step forth into the sun, to explore all the glory you have grown. Such beauty awaits you, such majestic vistas, untouched, unexplored by any. They are waiting for you. Step forth into the light, soul. All of the divine and universe is waiting, and your true self with open arms to greet you. It is expressed. I love you.